I'm not the biggest fan of open world games. It's not them, it's me. I want to do everything I can in games compulsively. And trying to do any of that in these is like mowing the lawn with a pair of school scissors. For that exact reason, there are only a few open world games I've played that I actually really enjoy. And yes, I'm avoiding the good ones that everyone and their mom played. Because saying that Breath of the Wild was good is like saying that Pokemon made a lot of money. And with that all said, I dislike open world games. There are some good ones. Honestly, Lil Gator Game is almost too good. Getting as many different swords and hats as you can is not only incredibly fun, but once you get everything, you get to be a Naruto running, skateboarding, nunchuck-wielding alligator, and I love it. The best open world games are ones where the act of navigating them feels good to do. And the more bracelets and items you get, the more you can find friends to work for you. Maybe we pay them with Ritz crackers and cool rocks, I don't know. There are even cardboard cutouts you can destroy for more crafting materials. Where are they getting all this cardboard? You can be pretty, you can shoot people with paint. Are you sure this is non-toxic? And you can do whatever this is. This is basically a Zelda game. Okay, look, I'm just saying, I've never seen Avery and Ganondorf in the same room before. Do as much or as little as you want to get your sister to play with you. Or try to find out how many bones you can break. It's a great game for kids. Honestly though, this game has such a sweet story. I don't want to spoil that much of it, but seeing these kids go through all these efforts to get Link's sister to play with them, and the reconciliation in the end just warms my heart. So yeah, more of these, game industry. The only purpose shields serve in this game is to do this, which is hilarious, but I also love it. Also, they don't break, so you can avoid this happening to you. What else? You can make a 360 on the swing. Okay, just go play it. As a self-confessed cat enjoyer, I'm not usually into media where the main appeal is that a cat is in it. Garfield not included. I'm not going to act like a high IQ Twitter user, but I feel like it's kind of the equivalent of a Disney remake. Wow, I love XYZ thing, I can't wait to be reminded of how much I love it. But every once in a blue moon, they're actually good. Cat games, not Disney remake. And that brings us to Cat Quest. If you haven't heard of Cat Quest, then that's normal. This is a game where you get swords, use magic, and find equipment to help you not die, just with cats. I don't want to get too far into it because this franchise deserves its own video, but honestly, this game just appeals to all my sensibilities in the best way. You can go almost anywhere you want, and the only thing holding you back is your skill. If you think this game is too easy, there's a level 99 dungeon right near the starting area for you to go into whenever you want. You're teased with these brutal dungeons to get you stronger constantly, and there's a massive payoff if you can get through a high level quest or dungeon. You can even level up equipment if you get a duplicate version of it, which is such a good idea. It gives almost every bit of equipment some amount of use by the end of the game. This is everything I could want out of an RPG, and it feels so good to go through every dungeon. Sure, it's a glorified checklist of stuff to do, but it's a really fun glorified checklist of stuff to do. And don't even get me started on Cat Quest, the sweet roll. Cat Quest shipwreck is out soon though, so I'll cut this conversation short and save it for another day. But there's another open world game I really like. One where you can fight enemies, explore the world, turn off the TV and question your life choices. And that game is, oh look at that. Does this count? Whatever, this game helped me prove my point. As popular as Dark Souls is, I feel that it's a criminally misunderstood franchise. Similar to SMT, the games have a reputation for just being really hard. To the point that Dark Souls has pretty much become a synonym for difficulty. And I think going into it with that mindset will end up making the game worse for you. Like, no, this room isn't impossible because it's Dark Souls. It's impossible because you're trying to fight a skeleton soldier with a stick you find on the ground. You're going to die a lot in Dark Souls, don't get me wrong, but I think people tend to present it as way less manageable than it actually is. Once you get into Dark Souls, it can feel amazing just to get a little bit further in an area than you did last time. You got that much closer to the bonfire than you did before the incident. You can do whatever you want in this game, just not that. There's also that other one, I think it's called Old Circle. All three of these games have something that I think other open world games don't. Motivation. I was constantly going off a beaten path in these games because there was a reason to. In Cactus, I had to get stronger to get through the admittedly really stupid story, and I wanted to test myself against a high level dungeon. In Lil Gator Game, I wanted to find as many random items and crafting materials that I could get my hands on. Or, wait. Would these just be feet? In Dark Souls, searching for every little bonfire or item I could use was one small way I could ease the fight against increasingly brutal enemies. In other open world games, here's a marker for every possible thing you could do. You don't want to explore and find them yourself, do you? Oh, don't worry, there's no reason to do any of them at all in the first place, because the main quest is so easy that you won't need to do them at all. Why isn't that game doing well? I see the appeal of the game little of the optional content to keep you coming back, but personally, I wouldn't feasibly want to do any of it if there's no real incentive for doing so. I'd get more playtime out of a well-designed and replayable 8-hour game. Because although the majority of open world games don't bore me to tears or anything, I wouldn't want to finish most of them. Meanwhile, I could play through an entire Spyro game once a year if I really wanted to. I think that if open world games gave more meaning to the exploration and optional content, I'd be praising this genre a lot more often.